Hi guys, this is a little information video. It's on the 4310 Echo SX. I've done videos on this before, I've done a review and I've kicked myself because I've missed a lot of things out that I should have put in the review and stuff like that, and just forgetfulness basically. I'll try not to bore you too much, but stick around because this saw's got a few differences that even I didn't know, right? There's a few differences. I found a new difference out. I was actually on eBay the other night there. I seen there's a few bars going right now, Echo bars, brand spanking new. This was a Sugihara laminate bar. I've got an Oregon laminate bar. It's Echo branded. Basically, Echo don't make bars. It's other companies. It's Sumara, Sugihara, and Oregon that make all of Echo's chainsaw bars. All the chains, when you get a brand new saw, it will come with an Oregon chain. It's always Oregon chains, but it can either be Oregon bar if it's laminate, Oregon Sugihara. I've not seen Sumara laminate bars, but I think you'll obviously get them as well. I've bought 4 brand spanking new Echoes. I've bought the 4310, I've bought 501, bought 621, bought 7310, and I've had 2 different makes of bar come with it. This one was completely different. It was a light bar, a Sugihara light bar, but it was branded Echo and it had the Sugihara stamp on it. The 7310SX had Sugihara, the 621 had Sugihara, but my brand spanking new 501 came with an 18-inch Sumara solid bar basically. All the SX models come with solid bars, whether it's a light solid bar or whether it's a solid bar, but they all come with. But I think the likes of your 3510 and 4510 and your ones that are not Pro Series basically saws, they'll be the ones that can maybe come with Oregon, Sugihara, perhaps Sumara. I'm not 100% sure about that. But anyway, I learnt things about the bar mount system on this saw. We'll talk about Throne, I'll get to that, right? But it's a 43cc, everybody knows that. It's a Pro Series saw. It's all magnesium crankcase, captive bar nuts. It's an excellent air filtration system on it. It's automotive style air filter on it. I'll get it off and I'll let you see it. Friend that wants to see. It's an automotive style filter on it. I mean, that's the thing that bugs me, right? Is that they're fitting, the way it fits into the throat of the carburetor, right? That is so close to the 501 SX. It's a little bit bigger than this saw. So why could the Echo not do something with that and get a filter made that goes onto the 501 SX, and see that wedge thing that A2D Designs does, but a wedge thing on it. So, and I don't know why Echo's not doing that, and especially with the 621, because that badly needs an update. Anyway, things that are different on this saw right away. Basically, it's very light. It's like below £10. It's 4 point something kilos. It's lighter than the 501. Not a great deal lighter than the 501. It's manual tuning. It's a Walbro carb. It's got an adjustable oiler. It's got a rim sprocket set up, as you'll see. It's got the exact same oiler and everything as what the 501's got. I know that. It's got a rim sprocket set up. The guide bar adjuster and chain adjuster is actually on the saw, and you adjust it basically that side mount. That plate and that plate is for the KO41 mount system, basically that I've talked about. Anyway, right, there's 2 things different in this saw. Well, 3 things now, but the first 2 that I always seem to forget. The first one is basically it's a momentary stop switch. This saw is always on. It's got a primer bulb, prime it a few times. You don't need to turn it on. Pull the choke out, pull, choke in, pull, and it goes. You just touch that to stop it. Just basically touch it like that, and that kills the saw. But to start it back up, pull, and away it goes. It's also got an easy start system. So when you pull this out, you don't need to put a lot of force into it. it does it for you basically. I'm not keen on that. There's a lot of guys not keen on that. It's quite hard to tell if a saw's got good compression or not with this on it, right? With the Easy Start system on it, it's very hard to tell if it's got good compression or not. But it's good. It's a good system. I've not had any issues with it. Like I said, captive bar nuts. Every single Echo that I own, all my Pro Series Echoes I own, I've got Stills, I've got Husqvarnas, there's those two up there, I've got a 500i in there. I've never had a Still that has got this feature. I've had the only Husqvarnas I have had with this feature was the ones with the outboard clutch. The ones with the inboard clutch, every Echo that I have got, to get to the needle bearing, the clutch needle bearing, put that against it, couple of pumps, and that's how you grease your needle bearing, right? So every single Echo that I have got has got this feature, right? The other thing that I found out about this saw is I told people, and I was told by other people, this is a KO41 system, right? KO41 system, which means, right, I'll get a couple of bars and I'll show you. Now this one here, I actually made into the system. I don't need it, right? A lot of Sugihara bars come as dual mount, right? A lot of Sugihara bars are dual mount system. This is an Oregon bar, see look, Oregon Echo, right? But this Oregon one I got was a KO95, right? Which means, I'm not sure how Echo does it, but I've got it all in my pocket to tell you how Echo makes their bars. Yeah, a B mount, a B mount, a B mount on Echo, right? Now if you look at this, you'll see that I've elongated this and elongated this, right? And also look, so you can see daylight, right? Now what's happening is, that goes against there. You can see the oiler in there, they can see the oil channel in there. A plate on this side, plate on that side, holds that, covers that, that fills up with oil, right? The drivers come through and that's how they get their oil. That's your KO41 mounting system, right? So this bar here was originally KO95. This is a Sugihara bar. It's a dual mount. It's got the holes for the KO95. And if you look down, there you go. It's got the KO41. So that's a dual mount system bar, right? Every single Sugihara bar that I have got, apart from the one for the 7310 and the one for the 621, any one I've got for the 501 and the 4310 are dual mount systems, right? The ones for the 621 Echo and the 7310 Echo are not, they're not dual mount system, they're always single mount. But what I have discovered about this saw, in particular the 4310 SX, this saw is actually a dual mount saw. What does that mean? This saw is Echo's a Y mount, right? So this saw accepts 3 different types of bar. It actually accepts KO41, which is this system here, the one where it gets the oil in the big hole. It also accepts KO95. So see this bar here, how I changed that to a KO41, there was no need for me to do that for this saw. I could have run it as a KO95 and it would have got the oil through this hole here, the little hole, the little oiler hole that one those saws normally use. It was actually the other night when I seen these bars on for sale on eBay. They were brand spanking new old stock. I looked them up to see what they were, and I discovered this. That this saw is a dual mount system, and I'm like, what? I've got it here in my pocket, right? I've actually, if you go on the Echo website, there's a bit where you can get the guide bars, I think it's in their catalogue, their main catalogue, where all the guide bars are, and there's a table, the all the saws, the mounts they are, and up the top, the first page on the bars, it shows you what the mounts are and it tells you what they are. So basically, the 501SX, right, is a V mount on Echo, right, but that's a KO41 or K216, right. K216 I think is the same as KO41, right. So 501SX, a V mount, KO41, it's only a single mount, right. The 620, so your 590, 620, the 550 even, the old 550, the 621SX, the 620SX, the Echo 590 Timberwolf are all S mount, which is D176 in Oregon, right? S mount under Echo, Oregon D176. The 7310 is a U mount on Echo, which is D009 on Oregon, which is your Husqvarna, large Husqvarna mount, basically for 372s, 365s. Then we come to the 4310 SX, which is a Y mount under Echo, and if you look at it, it tells you here it's KO95, KO41 or K216, right? So it's a dual mount system, this saw, which I did not know that. I didn't know that about this saw actually. I just found that out the other day there, and that's, somebody was moaning about this saw, about the amount of oil that was there and everything like that. A guy in the channel, basically one of the guys in America that's got one of these, I think there's 2 or 3 of these in America, and this guy in America was moaning about the oil hanging about here, and he was wanting to block up this hole, and it was on the Echo's bar, the actual Echo bar that came with the light bar. So how wrong would they have been? No, it's getting great oil. The saw's getting great oil. It's oiling. It oils fantastically. See, that's the thing. This has got a 50cc. This has got a saw that's got it's the exact same oiler in this saw as what's in the 501SX. So it's a small saw with a bigger size saw oiler in it, and that's why it oils so well, basically, for the size of it, right? The things I've done to this saw is I've done a muffler mod on it. Basically in there, this is an open can, and all there is like instead of like a spark arrestor, it's like a screen, basically, with holes, round holes, a couple of bigger holes, smaller holes. So I drilled it all out. I took the muffler off, drilled it all out from the outside, drilled it all out from the inside, basically, and cleaned it all off. I done it on the strength of the muffler mod that I done at my 501. My 501 loved the muffler mod. Everybody knows the Echo 501SX. If you do a muffler mod in that saw, the difference is dramatic. Don't do it to a brand new saw, right? You're not going to notice it. Wait till the saw's run in, right? And it's all run in and it's running well. Then do it, right? Then you'll get a big. You will notice a massive difference, but you can't just do a muffler mod and then run it. You've got to tune it after that, because what will happen is it'll ask for more fuel. It'll be screaming. You've got to give it more fuel to die it down, right? Especially if you're running it on the limit. And we're at this time of weather now in Scotland. It's hard frost this morning. It's hard frost this morning, which I was saying in one of my videos. Again, I mentioned something and didn't finish it, right? It was basically, in my video, my Echo collection, I was going about, I turned a saw down because I've experienced something this year, earlier on this year, at the beginning of the year, I've never experienced before, right? Right hard frosty morning, I had wood lying about. I went out with the saw to cut wood, started it up, and it was screaming. It was absolutely screaming because of the weather. Because it was cold weather, I had to give it more fuel. That's what happens in the winter. In the winter, there's the oxygen's more denser or something like that in the air. So basically, for all it suck, it is getting more oxygen and stuff like that. I'm not right sure how it works, but basically it throws the tuning all to hell in the saws, and they're getting more air, they're getting more oxygen, less fuel, and that's how you burn up a saw, basically. So in the winter, be cautious, don't be revving your saws out of wood, because it'll be screaming. In the winter, thrusting more. If you've got it running to its potential in the summer, you go out in the winter, it's going to be over its potential. And it's going to be screaming in a right hard frosty morning. You need to watch what you're doing, keep it in the wood, keep it under pressure, keep the revs low, keep it cutting, keep load on it to make sure you don't burn it out, basically, right? Anyway, I done a muffler mod in this saw, right? After it was broken in, it was after about 6, 7, maybe 8 tanks of fuel, done a muffler mod. It was very hard to tune. It was loud. I mean loud. Out of the saws that I've got, even now, even those 365, even the 365 and that big bore 370, 376, what you like, 365 extra special, that's what I'm going to call that saw. It's a big bore, right? Even the 500 I have got in there, even my 621 SX, even my 7310, even my 501s, even my 501 with a muffler mod. This saw was louder. We're just doing this wee muffler mod. I didn't notice one bit of difference. It did not immediately say, give me more fuel. I tuned it after it. If it's hard to try and get the revs up, I got it up, tuned it, and I didn't notice any difference. All it was louder. But it became problematic when you're going down with it, leaning down into a cut. It was going to shut off. The revs were going down and stuff like that, and it did not like it. It really did not like it. So I was £60. That was another thing, a bad thing about Echoes. I had to go to a dealer. The only place where I could get a new exhaust, dealer. It was £60 for a replacement exhaust. Basically to replace it, to put it back to the way it was, put it back to stock. Because there was no benefit from doing a muffler mod in this saw. So, yeah, guys will do them in America once they port them. See if they're porting it and they're going for peak performance and stuff like that. I'm not going for peak performance in a saw. I'm going for reliability. I'm going for basically reliability over years, over a long period of time. I want to be able to take my saws out there, give them 2 or 3 pulls, they're up and running, cut, and I want to do that every time I use it. And it's not just, I've got an Echo that I've had for 5 years. The first Echo I had, my 501SX, one of my oldest 501SX, it's so reliable, it's a fantastic saw. And I love Echo saws, I mean I really do, but they're made, the build quality of them and the longevity of them seems to be great. But what my dealer did say is he didn't think this one will last anything compared to the 501s. He said because it's built at a very high tuned standard already for a 43cc saw. It's a 3 horsepower, it's £600 new. It's a good wee saw. It's a good little saw, but it is what it is. It's a little saw. See, for cutting stuff like that, it's fine. It's fine. Echo say it'll do from, it comes with 2 options. It comes with either a 13-inch bar or a 16-inch bar. I've ran it in 13-inch, I've ran it in 16-inch, I've ran it in 15-inch. Echo says it'll take an 18-inch. I've never ran it in an 18-inch. I've got 18-inch bars for it that'll fit it. I've never tried it. I think it would be, I don't think it would do well with an 18-inch bar in wood relative to that. I mean, I'm not talking about wee wood like that, because you'll not notice any difference cutting that wood with a 13-inch, 18-inch, 15-inch, it'll be the same. I'm talking about the full lots in the wood. I think it would struggle. I think it would struggle with an 18-inch bar. So I do. That's my honest opinion. But that's information, guys, that I found out about this saw earlier on this week, and it was new to me, basically. So there's a picture. You can screenshot that, do whatever you want, but there's the bar mount systems for your Echo Pro Series saws. Right, thanks guys, bye.